Thank you so much for stopping in to hear about diversity, equity, and inclusion at the York School. My name is Shelley Gopal, and I'm one of the DEI chairs at the school. I share this necessary position with 3 other dedicated and passionate staff members, Noellen Salvanigam, Sean Rand, and Jake Ernst. We work closely with our Associate Head of Wellbeing, Elisa Klein-Bieber, and Head of School, Struan Robertson. Like many organizations, after the murder of George Floyd, the school started on an intentional journey to make diversity, equity, and inclusion a priority and examine how systemic racism has been embedded in our school and interactions with one another. It was messy. It was uncomfortable. However, a Race, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee was quickly established by a group of deeply committed staff members. We created actionable items that aligned with the 4 buckets of our interim strategic plan: promoting academic excellence, cultivating highly qualified staff, prioritizing student citizenship, engagement, relationships and community building, and promoting the growth of the organization. This grounded our work and allowed us to launch meaningful DEI initiatives. For example, a Black and People of Color affinity group was created for our staff, and also a separate one for our students. It allows our staff and students of color to feel a sense of belonging to our community. It is also a safe space to engage freely, to celebrate who we are, and also a place to discuss the challenges that we face every day. We hope to continue these spaces and create others as the demographics of our community changes. In addition, a monthly Race, Equity, and Inclusion newsletter is published for our community, which can be found on our website. It highlights impacts of DEI lessons in the classroom, includes acknowledgements and holidays. It celebrates behind-the-scenes DEI work at the school, and it also provides resources to have a deeper dive into the learning. We've also partnered with Equity Connections, 3 consultants to help us examine our practices and policies and implement a school-wide strategy that focuses on DEI. This year, 5 teachers will be attending the National Association for Independent Schools People of Color Conference. And for the first time ever, students from the York School will be attending the NACE Diversity and Leadership Conference, a multiracial, multicultural conference attended by students from all over the world. Our students will learn cross-cultural communication skills and learn design strategies for social justice and change, with the hopes of supporting our new student directors of equity and wellness. This is financially supported by the Heads Initiative Fund, and we hope that we'll continue to be part of this great conference every year. The Indigenous Education Committee's goal is to ensure that Indigenous education is promoted and meaningfully embedded in our school. Some of the initiatives they're currently undertaking in this area are creating trusting relationships with members of our community, promoting reconciliation, ensuring Indigenous teaching and learning are woven into our curriculum, using the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action related to education. To start, the junior school has partnered with Indigenous educational consultant, Dr. Pamela Rose Toulouse, to revamp 1 unit of inquiry per grade to have an Indigenous worldview lens. Our teachers have also begun looking at their curriculum with a new lens. For example, in Diploma Art, students investigate a non-Western artist from the Anti-Racist Art Teachers website. In grade 9 math, students use their understanding of scatter plots and scale to inquire about the differences in salary between the NBA and the WNBA. In grade 8 English, students reflect on how learning about the apartheid in South Africa actually connects to racism in Canada. In grade 7, the students explore Indigenous perspectives in both their New France and British North America units. In the junior school, students learn about gender and sexual diversity through children's literature during Pride Month. These are just a few examples. We will continue to examine the JK to 12 curriculum for DEI connections and authentic integration. We will review literature and resources to include other cultures and people with diverse identity markers, including voices from the LGBTQ+ community. We will engage students in DEI connections, conversations, and reflections throughout the academic year. As I talk about this, I am so in awe about how much as a school we have accomplished, but at the same time, I'm also very aware that we have so much more work to do. There is no shortage of equity work here. We know that we will continue to get messy. DEI work is messy. It would be impossible to undo systems of oppression that have taken years to be ingrained in our culture so quickly. Here at the York School, we will continually ask ourselves, what and how can we do better so that all members of our community can be the best that they can be? We'll ask, how can we ensure each member of our community can feel a sense of belonging without sacrificing who they are? How can we not just hold ourselves accountable, but each other accountable for our actions and our words? We have far to go, but we are on the right path. We will continually engage our parents, our students, our staff, our board members, and alumni in this work, as this work is everybody's work.